No, you actually were starting off with Ellarian.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2 games ago.
Yes, was this after Exit just got cured?
Yeah.
Exodus was
Didn't
cured.
we start off at the crypt?
Yeah, last game was kind of like the last session we had because Adeline and Arno weren't here. Arno is sick, and then Adeline was busy with work. We kind of had just started
last minute woke trip.
It's okay. It happens. We're glad you could just make it.
What I believe happened last session is after he got cured of disease and the priest of the church died in his sacrifice, we came back to the Giant's Bar Inn, and we hanged out there and agreed to go with Azul to I'm having a brain fart. What's her name again?
Ellarian?
Ellarian's hideout, and we met up with her, and he spent a exuberant amount of platinum to get his family heirloom back, and then we made a deal with Ellarian within like at minimum a week of time to infiltrate the king's castle and plan out an assassination attempt, but try to hide it that it was by accident.
Or non-attempt.
Whatever how it goes. It's what we
I hope a successful assassination.
It's the deal we made. But
you also got all the gold out of the temple too, Cordar. You flew back to the temple
yes,
and got
we
it
did.
all. Yeah.
And I've got some information in the library within that day of time. And when I came back, we got some potions. We got some other items that we were well fit. But after that, we are now out on a scouting mission with one of her little minions to see if we can find a perfect route and attempt to kill him, then come back and see if we need any more items. And
you also found out the identity of the darkness, correct? You found out who the darkness was, who's like basically caused the apocalypse of the world.
Yes, I did. Well, I was. I rolled that. It was Bull, something like that.
That is correct. Bull was
Bull. Yeah, the god of Oblivion.
That's right, but you found out who Bull's AKA name was. And then
I did not write that one down.
There was the 4 dragons of the 4 winds.
The dragon?
Yes.
And Bull was one of the 4 dragons. She was the dragon, I think, of the east, of the west wind.
Yeah, Zephyrus, god of the west wind.
That's correct. It's like a picture of the picture on the world Anvil is a giant dragon wrapping around a mountain.
I also found out that the disease is not natural; it is fouled by magic.
Yeah, you thought it was. I also added a ton of diseases and poisons into your D&D database. I don't know if I added crafting for all of them because that's just a shit ton of work.
Yeah, and it, like the plague is meant to be like spread through rats.
Yeah,
but
I looked at the plague and I couldn't find where you got that information from. By the way,
that's an actual plague and spread through rats.
Which plague isn't?
Yeah, fair enough. But it's mainly through the sewer rats.
Filthy fucking rats.
Yeah, the area that we're in right now. So.
Oh, cool.
You guys are currently in the crypt to Ellarian. The original reason why you guys came here was because of you guys kind of met up with Adeline and Arno, who were just like, "Hey, we want to come here," you know. And Adeline is powerless. But it's been 3 days. You guys have acquired items, and Ellarian has sent out her minions to gather certain items or anything. So the first thing we should ask Adeline is, did you want Ellarian to get you any items?
I want to talk to Ellarian.
Do we want to back up a little bit and like actually go to talk to Ellarian?
Yes.
Ellarian is a very seductive woman. She very feminine. She wears red and her hair is white. Her body has been changed from the vampirism. Her eyes glow into the darkness of these like catacombs, essentially, of the graveyard, like some secret entranceway where many tunnels and connections lie beneath the city below. Her feet are kicked up on the desk. She says, "Yes."
Hello, my lady. I wanted to talk to you about making a deal, just the two of us. And I leaned forward and I kind of tried to be slightly pretty when talking to her again. It's like, you see, I'm in need of something. And I'm willing to do a lot if you are willing to facilitate it.
I do have a problem.
And I kind of move my finger on her desk a bit and go, you seem incredibly powerful and in tune with not dying, almost in your mannerisms. And you see, the old man I came in with, I would do almost anything to help him with what he wants to do. And right now, I find myself almost useless. And I lean in. But I think you could help me become useful.
My tail spire just crashed. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
And of course, their little intro kicks up.
You see, I need power once again. And I think we can make a deal, perhaps. I gain a little power, you gain someone to do your dirty work out in the sun. I pay you almost a sort of a monetary amount. And later maybe I'll buy my contract out from you. A very simple transaction. Contracted work. Would you be interested in it?
I'm a little confused on the terms, my dear. What exactly do you want? For the gift of death. It's not easy. And she takes her hand and like as you're kind of like flirting with her in a way, she like caresses your like your face a little bit, you know? In a sort of a seductive way, and her fingers are like ice cold as they brush across your warm skin.
Which she told Adeline just accepts it. It's like, what I want is power and strength and my magic back. And I think you could be able to do it. I contract myself out to you under your patronage. I gain some power from your undeniable strength that you have. In return,
she like is kind of like she like kind of is like close to you, I want to say, and she's like kicked off the desk, and she's just kind of close to you, and she comes around you. She's just like circling you, you know, like almost stalking you in a way, as like a lion would stalk a deer.
Adeline is willing to do a lot of things for this power, so she will accept being prey to a predator.
She like comes around behind you and like caresses your shoulder with her dainty hands, but have like unnatural strength to them. And as you mentioned, like her strength, she like grips your shoulders and like squeezes you a little bit, and it like hurts a little bit, makes you feel a little uncomfortable. And she's like, "The kiss of death. is one that cannot be so easily broken by your terms.
I
It
don't
is
necessarily
something
need-
bonded for life and death.
I don't necessarily need the kiss of death.
But that is what you seek.
I seek more your patronage and your magic than your undeath.
I have no magic. I have no need.
You're a vampire, are you not?
The secrets of the Dark Temple. Of many secrets which I learned in Barovia. What makes you so fortunate I would just part with them as I would a one-night stand?
And I pull a big bag of money. For a deal. And I pull out, I shake a bunch of money that I have, that I've gotten in here. I pay for it. I am your humble servant in the light, in the day, in the sun. And when time is done, we buy out the contract. And we're good. Everything I've heard about a vampire is that you might not think that you have magic necessarily, but the very nature of a vampire and one as powerful as you, as I kind of lean my head back so that way I'm leaning on her shoulder and kind of staring up into her eyes with my neck slightly extended, is that...
You're like leaning onto her shoulder?
Yeah, is that your very nature is so against the natural order that there is magic in your very soul. Out of character, I would like her to be my patron, to be an undying warlock.
Yes. Unfortunately, my dear, I am no god to be worshipped.
Sure, I can worship very well. I've done it before. To gods, to people who want to be gods.
She kind of smells a little bit. This deal reeks of desperation.
But isn't that the best kind?
Why shouldn't I just turn you right now?
And I hold up, what do I have? Oh, I grabbed a vial of holy water.
Sure.
It's like, because I drank some of this before I came down.
Remove it from your sheet as you drank some nasty, like, spring water, I guess. It's like very, like,
Yeah.
distilled water, right? Some, like, nasty, stale water, right?
Yeah, no, I drank like a whole bunch of it.
Oh,
Sure.
wow.
It's like, my blood won't taste very good at the moment. But later, I will gladly feed you.
Maybe I should just bind you into one of my crypts and wait for it to run out.
I will say that the old man is right outside your door.
Arno's, like, drawing something.
Yeah,
Whittling, taking notes.
yeah. If you don't want the deal, we can just separate right now, and no harm, no foul. I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. What I'm to.
She, like, sighs a little bit. I told you, I'm no god. You cannot just
Sure.
You can't just simply worship me. But I do want you to do something for me, dear.
And I kind
you
of
and your
lean forward,
yeah.
and I kind of get out of her grip, and I turn around, and now I'm leaning against her desk, kind of looking at her. It's like, yes, what do you want?
Your friends and have agreed already.
Yes, I know.
Kill the king, and we'll see what we can do.
You see, I'm very useless at the moment. Does it do a lot for me? Can't really help them, and if I can't help them, they're more likely to fail, and then you don't get what you want.
Doesn't sound like a me problem.
No, I guess not, but...
Sounds more like a you problem. You seem pretty resourceful, though, drinking that holy water.
I hold a few things.
I'm getting bored.
And I kind of lean in and I put my hands on her chest and I kind of lean in, kind of flirtatiously. It's like, what would you want to take me under as your contracted worshipper? To be under your patronage.
If you think I'm such a god, do you want to fuck me?
And I kind of lean back, it's like, no offense, but you're kind of, I was giving off the sense that was what you liked.
She says,
We could do it more plainly business deal if you want. Contracts, paperwork.
wouldn't be the first time, honey.
Oh, I know. I just figured I'd give it my all.
It's easier if you don't make me force you.
I'm good
Unless
with
you're
that.
into that kind of thing.
And how would you know? I could go with both ways. I've done a lot. You should have seen the last guy. I signed a contract to walk underneath. That guy was all into chains on your wrist, sign your soul, and all that fun stuff.
She's like, she starts to as you start to ramble a little bit about some guy. She's like,
You don't need to know.
She's like, you don't mind, I'm going to go to my chambers. You're more than welcome to join. She kind of saunters off with the swagger of her hips.
Would it help?
She's
Our
already left.
transaction?
She's already left the room.
Very good.
I walk out of the room.
Arno's there. She's like, Arno goes, I can't even really fucking do his voice, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to duplicate. It's like an old man voice. An old gnome.
Spin.
He's like, everything okay?
I kind of...
More older, I guess.
It's fine. I'm working on it. And I'm leaning against the wall and watch as I sort of tap my foot a couple of times. I don't know if she realizes what she can give or what power I exactly want. So now the question becomes, is there someone else in this godforsaken city that can give it what I want?
I don't know. I don't want to piss off a vampire.
Speaking of which, I do have a bit of a performance to do. I'll see you in about... You know what, let's do 2 hours. And I will wander down the hall to where Ellarian went into her chambers.
Nice. Let's go,
And I will seduce the vampire!
Cool. Ellarian is in there, naked on the bed with the pillow. And we just kind of fade to black, I guess.
Yep, I woke my...
As we kind of have a Skinamax moment.
Yeah, I do what I do. Whatever.
Roll a d20 performance check, I guess, to see how good it is. Is Ellarian's more of a receiver than a giver?
16.
Yeah, it's pretty good. She's impressed. She's like, you want one?
I can do whatever. I can do it both ways.
It's not quite like Kusad's hashish, but it's pretty good.
Nobody's got a level of Rashad.
So this is kind of the conclusion. Adeline, unfortunately, Ellarian doesn't really seem to be like a god, and she's just more about putting Thomas Vigil on the throne.
Yeah. So most patrons are not gods, and like the example of the patrons are like liches, vampires,
Sure.
and deathless wizards and elves.
Ellarian's
So,
for a god though. Ellarian's pretty desperate for money,
which is the reason why I offered money for Powell, as in I would subcontract out and I'd pay a subscription fee for my Powells. As
a DM, I don't like to say no, but I leave it up to the dice. If you roll an 18 or higher on a d20, something happens.
Okay. Just a straight d20, nothing added into it?
Nothing added.
You got this. You got this.
No!
Natural 1.
Oh.
Ellarian is powerless. You try to, like, even as, you know, you're screaming out, oh my god, or whatever, in bed with her, like, nothing happens.
Well, when we're
But it is pretty cool. It's kind of like True Blood, you know, if you're into that show.
Yeah. Not really. But I get up afterwards and like, that was lovely. We'll finish our deal that my compatriots made you. And I hope you have a pleasant evening and a pleasant life. I'm going to go try to find ways to help my friends. And I'll get back to us, and then when I meet up with Arno, I'm like, you want to help me go searching to find someone else to go find patronage from?
Arno looks up, you know, he adjusts his glasses a little bit. She says, well, tell me the details. How was it?
It's fine. I've had better.
You know, me, I have to use disguise self to even pull off an act like that.
Well,
Arno would never say anything.
No, he's so devoted to
That's his wife.
Yeah.
All right, guys, no more Arno then. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's okay.
You're not true to the character.
Sorry, guys.
We lost our Arno privileges here.
Yeah, it's okay. In that case,
Arno nods.
Who wants to go to Barovia?
What do you? So I'm gonna say. So here's the thing, Adeline. I'm saying this is being 3 days. You can spend. Ellarian will, in those 3 days, she will gather like magical items with you or whatever, or for you. The rest of the party wants to kill the king, and so they're basically.
I'm useless, and there was literally no magic items that would help in my non-uselessness.
Sure.
By the way, guys.
She's a normie.
No, I have -1 strength and -2
dexterity. It's a
wisdom.
finesse weapon.
Okay, fine. Find me a finesse weapon.
I mean,
I
we
don't know.
can. We also can get like a potion of like love or something.
Find me some sort of nice magical finesse based weapon, like I don't know, like a rapier or something like that. But I will.
Light armor? I know warlocks can wear light armor.
But can it be any vampire?
I figured it needed to be like a vampire queen sort of deal, like a powerful vampire, which is the reason why I went with Ellarian, because
Adeline, you start asking about Ellarian a little bit though with the other vampires, and this is kind of like a fresh den of vampires. Like Ellarian maybe just arrived from Barovia within the last month, so her newfound powers and so forth. Ellarian's like kind of weird, obviously, right? But she's like power hungry, and her main goal is just put Thomas Vigil on the throne. Even though she did have a good roll in the hay with you.
Yeah. Alright. I need to find a fucking lich. Or, I don't know. Okay, quick question as a DM. Can some gods be warlock patrons, or if I get a power from a god, does it have to be a cleric?
You can do whatever you want.
Or paladin. Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
It is. Well, no, because that's like a house rule in some people's thing, is that like gods are not patrons and stuff versus other things. Right. Cool. I want to go. Is that what I walk? I go to the district that is the guards district in the city where all the different temples are.
Got a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
For warlocks, I've always thought it was like they were gifted their powers, so like it's not something that can be taken away immediately. Just so that she's capable of helping us in this fight without having us to go to Barovia beforehand.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find a god.
All right.
I mean, I gave up my thing, and I broke my contract that was signed in full faith. So,
Sure. Let me pull up something here. So we're gonna
Yeah,
do
do you have,
a
like,
few more minutes with Adeline, and then we gotta just push the story forward.
yeah, that's fine.
You go to the temple district. Like, what are you trying to do exactly? Like, you see this giant temple of Mito being built. The temple that you were there before, like a few days ago or whatever, was not being built.
Yeah.
But like, you find out that Exodin had built this, had donated a ton of money, and the bishop there, Bishop Ula, is just loving it. There's guys like moving bricks. They brought in like transmuters and evokers. And apparently the rumor is out that, like, people are talking about a new lord in town, like, is basically rebuilding the whole temple district.
What other temples are in this area?
That's why I'm asking you, what are you looking for exactly?
Okay. I am looking...
Most of the temples in this area are, have been razed. During the Great War, the orcs just came in and razed everything. Yeah.
Cool. Fuck it, I go back into the Temple of Needle.
Okay. The bishop is there. Let me pull up something here real quick. As you're throwing me for a looper.
Well, I mean, my plan A failed and plan B, which was connected to plan A, failed because both of them, I assumed that Ellarian was more powerful than she was. Adeline is not thinking clearly whatsoever, just so that this is perfectly clear.
Oh, we understand.
When has she ever thought clearly?
She has her moments, but you have to understand this is an intelligence person, not a wisdom person.
Kind of play some holy
I know
music here.
things. I do not make good decisions. That's how it's things.
The temple is being you've arrived there during the day. We're gonna say this is day 2, right, of day 3 since you weren't there. But it's pretty good. She's like, "How may I help you?" The gnome says.
Do you have a private worship area or a place where I can talk to Mito?
You may only need to close your eyes to speak to the gods.
In my past, I prayed to an idol of him. Is there a good place for me to focus on him?
You wish to confess?
Yes. Do you have a confession table? Both.
Yes,
I know
she
Mito.
takes you to the booth. As she ushers along there, she's dressed in white robes with a red tunic. She has some jewelry on, some gold jewelry, brown hair, and she's about 3'10" or so.
Mm-hmm.
So she's about at waist high or so to you. As she scuttles along, she takes you to the booth. She says, and she slides it across. She says, "What do you have to confess, my love?"
So much stuff. So much. To first B, I just wanted to say hi back to him. As I left his light, a good, oh God, what was it, 8 years ago? 8 years, let's go with 8. I can't count. It's been a while. I did some shit that I'm not proud of anymore. At the time, it seemed like a great idea, but you sometimes get a little power trippy, and then you realize that was a bad deal you made, and when you try to leave it, you start to realize that you have that life-changing moment of dying and being back in limbo again and being stuck there for years once again, and then you come back and you're like,
You went to
"Oh,
limbo?
shit." You've never died only to come back at the last moment?
Did you see him?
Twice. No.
Did you see anything?
The endlessness of an abyss just sinking me deeper and deeper into it. And though I cried for him and cried for my friends and family, it was
You start talking about like sinking in the abyss and things or something like that. She's like,
into the darkness.
yeah. So she's like, it doesn't sound like you went to Mito. It sounds like you went to hell.
He sent me straight there. Was it the whole point of loving him supposed to be that I got a chance to make up for my mistakes? He said that the whole point of him for a second chance and for forgiveness.
What is your mistake that you made?
The first time, I don't know. I thought I dedicated myself to him, but perhaps it was for selfishness. When I was lost in that sinking feeling, I came out and I was angry. And a voice came, and the voice said that it would give me all I want. And I was angry and I was upset and I was alone. And it sounded so nice. So I signed a deal, and I felt, what at the time I thought I was happy. But now it was almost, looking back on it, it was more like an adrenaline rush of not being alone. And then they kept saying what it wanted, so I kept doing it to stay useful to the voice and stay helpful to the voice, and then kept going and going, and I thought, this is fine, this is what I wanted, this is great. And then I dropped down again into that abyss, and when I came out, I realized that everything it ever said was a lie, and that everything I did, which I thought was helpful and needed, was false and done under poor pretenses. And now I find myself again, and all I want is to be useful to my friend, to the person that I need to dedicate myself to be loved and to be useful and to be helpful. And to do that, I need to keep him alive. He can't die in this coming battle. Not against the darkness, not against anything else. Not until he's happy and ready. And now I feel almost desperate as I look around and I try to find something to help. And now there's this temple being built once again to a god that I thought left me behind once before. And maybe all the other paths I've taken have failed. Maybe this is him reaching out and saying, now he can talk.
The gnome like puts her hands through like kind of like a little slit through there. She's like, let us say the prayer together and ask for forgiveness.
I say the prayer in DM. Does the continent of Vagrex have a different language than this continent?
No, because it's all in common.
Okay, then it doesn't matter.
She
I
says,
was curious if there
she
was
says,
like an interest.
she says, dear Mito.
and I will repeat afterwards, and I will.
I thank you
focus.
for the power of forgiveness. And I choose to forgive everyone who has hurt me. Help me. And then you have to say the name of the person that has offended you. Or person who's offended you.
I say Emos, the Lyle, the non-magnificent.
Free and release them to you. Help me bless those who have hurt me. Help me walk in righteousness, peace, and joy, demonstrating your life here on earth. I choose to be kind and compassionate, forgiving others, and just as you forgave me, in Mitel's name. Amen. You say it,
Nice.
you like to say it, repeat it?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you trying to do now? As you kind of say this prayer of forgiveness to Metel.
I want to go up to, like, I'm assuming there's a big, like, worship, like, main focus area.
Sure, there's like an
After I
altar.
I get out afterwards, I get out of the confession booth, and I go up to it, and I go down, and it's like, and in my head now, not saying it out loud, it's like, see, I confessed everything I did wrong. And I want that forgiveness. And I want to make a deal with you. I stay in your light. I help bring others to your light. I bring forgiveness and understanding to others. And you can lend me strength and capability once again. And out of character, I'm now looking at the Celestial Pack because I neither have the strength nor the wisdom to be a paladin or a cleric.
Yeah, you just have to make a religion roll.
Oh,
As Metel,
Yeah,
you try to reach out to Metel, the god of forgiveness, to worship him, but he searches your soul and you've done some heinous acts. You got a 20.
2020.
Yeah.
I will say something like, I will free.
Yeah. And you, so the question is like,
righteousness.
are you trying to repent from your ways, essentially, like of killing children, for starters?
Yes.
You
I
killed
will.
children? God damn!
Hush.
One.
Hot girl on girl
willing
action.
to-
I don't know.
Adeline
Hey, there's
is
nothing wrong
willing
with that.
to do. She's at a point of position in which she's willing to change or do whatever she needs to gain an ability.
So this is what happens.
I'm alive.
I will kind of. Here's. As a DM, I'll give you two options. You roll a 20, so Metel and you have decided to honestly repent. You've searched your heart and you are trying to step in your ways. Of course, you know the powers that you have. You know, never really go away. In some way, they're still there. But Adeline is kind of a wild, undecisive girl. So there's two options. Number one is you can be a wild magic sorcerer. Or you can be a celestial warlock like you've asked for.
I'll let the group go back to the other things while I read both of those and make a decision.
Well, we are on the way to the castle.
Yeah, we're like trying to wrap it up, so you got to decide right
Okay.
now.
Whoa.
Make a break.
Big,
And
Then
then
big
we're just
choppy.
going to cut right to the next scene.
The
We can just
Celestial
do things
Warlock
while
has
she's reading.
healing.
Might change your entire player outcome, but make it snappy in 2 minutes.
Okay. Celestial Warlocks have healing. They are a healer.
And you can
And-
talk it over with
Be
the
the
group
most
too.
one for you.
Yeah.
So a Celestial Warlock has healing abilities. It's kind of like a radiant energy.
But I already have healing properties though as myself.
Yeah,
And
I
does-
mean,
don't-
And I also just became a paladin.
yeah, so Cordell, you're a druid, so you have a druid healing. We have paladin healing. Let me look up wild magic sorcerer because that's always fun.
I can also make health potions too, which I've been doing.
As a bard, I have some healing as well.
Yeah, so I think we're going the healing part.
The reason why I say so, this is what I was going to do originally, Adeline, is like if you wanted to tap into your own power and like you wanted to believe in yourself, you would just be a wild magic sorcerer. Because Adeline is kind of a crazy
honest,
woman.
Adeline does not believe in herself. Let's be real. She does not have good self-esteem. She has no self-esteem.
Her self-esteem is relied on others.
Exactly. Her self-esteem is based off of how useful she is to someone else, which therefore in her head means that something else. So, with that in mind, it makes way more sense to do celestial magic. So I would do celestial warlock.
As you repented.
And
so it's I'll put it with the caveat. I'll put it with the caveat. Like, yes, you've repented, but now it's up to DM interpretation if you walk the path of the celestial warlock, right?
So now this is sort of the view of Adeline would do. It's the sort of like good deeds, selfish intentions, and that the reasoning behind her things is to have this selfish need of needing to have the power to help Arno continue doing what he needs.
So you're going to try to help Arno become a lich as a celestial warlock? See, that's where the conflict is. That's what I'm trying to say.
But until that happens, you don't know what that thinks. So until then, we'll see what the fuck happens with Adeline.
Sure.
But hey, she would do all it. She is the definition of the medium place from the Good Place TV show. In that, probably not the best intentions, but she did some really good stuff, sort of thing. So then the question is the outcome of your life based off of the actions that you have done or the reasoning behind your actions? So I will change my character and I will meet up with the rest of you guys.
It's midnight, right? Past midnight.
Mm-hmm.
We've caught Adeline up. Adeline has changed. She has refound God. Or Meatle in this case. And she's come back to the light. I will, guys, invite you to the battle board. You guys have 4 days left to kill King Parnish before Ellarian gets pissed and tries to kill you all. At least that's what she said that she'll do. We are down, like, beneath it. There is another guy who is with Eridith. He is an elf who has been turned by Ellarian. He says to Adeline and the rest, Adeline says, "How was it?"
I got something that I needed. Don't worry about it.
Did she taste good?
Oh!
She drinks all of our blood, you know. Paternus.
Oh, and I think looks like I still have some blood in me. I think we're okay.
He's like kind of like your scout. He's like, this way. So I've summoned you guys to the board. It's pitch black down here. We're like in sort of like a sewers. Like parts of these caverns and so forth have been submerged. If you have dark vision, you can turn the lights on. And there's like other vampires spawn in here. And you see like there's like, crypts. And this guy is praying. You guys came to him, but he was praying to a shrine of Nynaeve. And he stands up and he's like willing to help you guys.
Adeline never got to buy stuff.
I asked her and she said that she didn't want anything.
Oh, okay.
It's fine, don't worry.
She was in a process of self-discovery.
Alright.
To the board, I don't know.
Did I summon everyone to the board? Do I need to do it again for you, Evie?
I think I wasn't in time, maybe.
You're good.
Yeah, now it's working.
So, like, what do you guys do?
Who lights a torch? Let's see here.
You just would right-click your model, unless you want me to do it for you, and then you just light a torch. There's other If you guys look,
I got like,
you cast dancing lights.
yeah, around us though, mainly.
How do you do it?
I'll just make it look like three like little holding lanterns are gonna be nearby us, just to make sure if somebody does see it, looks like we're actually holding it, not like it's floating.
So, this way, right? So, I starts to follow the guy in whatever direction.
He just says like, yeah, this way. And he says, you guys ready to kill a king?
Let's scout it out first.
Accident, buddy, your camera's off, by the way, if you want to figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
Do we
I
want to
can't
make
see
a
your
marching
beautiful
order?
face. I put the model out, but if you guys want me to help you guys out, right now Azul is moving up first. Evie, did you get a Hero Forge model yet, or were you just using this generic model I got for you?
I do have one in there, but I don't know if it, like,
You have imported it somehow?
yeah, I think so.
Let me take a look
Like,
here.
it should be the same code, I think.
I have Istra still in here. I don't see your model in here. We'll use this one for
That's
now,
okay.
and then after the session,
Yeah.
when we have more time, we can fiddle with it.
Yeah.
Exodin, does Exodin want to be up corridor brings up a good point. What's the marching order?
I'll be behind the vampire.
You're already there.
Yeah.
May the
So,
god of
I'm a
men-
ranger, I should really be behind everyone.
And
At
one
least
way you
one
can
is
do it,
second.
Azul, is you can use the arrow keys like this, right, on your keyboard if you want to move around.
Gotcha.
I guess it should be Vampire, Exodin. I'll be behind Exodin.
I'm not going first, he says.
Who knows the way?
I'll just tell you where to go, that way.
Fine. Then I'll be the front.
Okay?
I'll follow behind Exodin.
I'll be behind corridor.
In fact,
I will
I'm
play.
going to be over here. He, steps back.
Sounds good.
You're not going to be all the way in the back.
Who else wants to stand behind Eridith? I got Arno here, but I'm going to hide him since he's not here.
Can you play him for the combat?
No.
Uh,
The player's not when the player's not here, he's just not here. Gotta show up, guys.
Yeah.
why are we
Gotta
punishing
wake up
his-
on time.
That's why we got this vampire. So he
Oh, the vampire is basically a henchman. I will control it, I guess, if you want me to, or Cordar can control it.
I'll get my little fingers around it.
Well, if we roll initiative, you can control it.
Okay.
You can tell me where to go and what to do, and then I'll roll with them.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, after you, I guess.
Exodin moves up first. The dripping of, strange... You come to this room, Exodin. Exodin lights a torch, so in one of his hands is a torch, the other hand is a sword. Right?
well, we got dancing lights.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
So a little a handheld torch is flowing right by him.
Does that require concentration, Cordar?
I don't think
Oh.
it does.
Oh, shit.
But it's 120 foot range, so if something does
Yeah.
happen,
What I'll do is I'll point out stuff as Cordar has to kind of be behind Exodin then. So why don't you move your model next to Exodin whenever Exodin moves like you're moving next to him. And then I'll use my little flashlight kind of to represent the dancing lights and describe stuff in the room. You see this it's just a small walkway. There's a pillar of stone in the middle. Down below is water. And there appears to be you're probing around. There's nobody else in here, but you see a way to go under the water to another place, right? And then there's a place a way to go ahead as well. The walkway is about 5 feet.
Yeah, I would turn around, ask the vampire, how far are we from the castle?
I don't know. Thomas told me the way as best he could.
Do you have an estimate?
Some way that way.
How helpful. I forgot to get a 10-foot pole.
Showing luck now.
I'm gonna cautiously move through here, and I'm gonna be kind of tapping plates with my maul along the way.
You're like in front, like tapping it with your maul, right?
Yeah,
You're tapping the plates.
Because this looks like a rickety ass bridge here.
Yeah, move your character up, and you're tapping away.
Yeah, tapping each plate as I walk it across.
Yeah, nothing. Hold on for one second. Yeah, nothing is happening really. The vampire's like, stop being such a pussy.
Would you like to come next to me?
I'll move Evie, I guess, up, and I mean, you guys can move your models up, and he moves up. Adeline, you need to move your model too.
Right.
Or are you still figuring out life in general?
I was just figuring out spells because a bunch of my spells disappeared because they were the genie spells.
Of course.
So.
The vampire and Adeline are like, the vampire is in front of Adeline. Adeline is the last person in the order right now.
Yeah.
Okay. You come up to a room, exit in it. There's like barrels, supplies, and it appears like the vampires still use this room, right? Like they've supplied stuff here, and yeah.
I'm gonna search. Can I search the room real quick? Like 5 minutes.
How hardcore do you want me to be with the rules, guys? Do you want me to roll for you? What's your
sure?
So that way it's no metagaming with the investigation roll. What's your modifier to investigation?
Minus +4.
Like there's cases of wine, supplies. I think there's like a weapon. There's like, see, let me, if I move my flashlight as Corridor moves his flashing lights. Again, there's another doorway this way, and it comes up to a doorway right here. And there's like barrels here. It doesn't even really take you 5 minutes to search. There's like a bucket. It's just like a supply room. These are, and the vampire says these are from Barovia.
Anything of use? Yeah.
You want to get drunk before we fight?
No.
That's a shame. I'm going to move everybody up.
But this is no longer the vampire's den. This is getting to new territory.
You ask the vampire?
Yeah.
Says, well, beyond that door.
How about you tell us something rather than laugh about it?
I am. Beyond the door.
That's new territory?
Yeah, why don't you go in?
I'll open the door.
Cool, you can actually, I think, right-click and hit open. There you go. Yeah, you got it. Nice. And, you know, Cordar is, like, right next to you, exiting. He's, like, guiding the lights and making sure everybody's, you know, okay. And, yeah, this is, like, their weapons room and stuff like that. This is where I put, they have weapons and it's still, like, pretty run down. There's, like, if I use my flashlight, there's some books, but things are, maybe this is the area, Cordar, they went in to get, like, some of those reagents and stuff. When Ellarian was like, go fetch this stuff, right? Like you see some over the bookshelf as you flicker your lights, and there's like a few books, and maybe there's some reagents over there, and then there's, yeah.
I'll take some of the reagents.
Yeah, let's make a roll on it, right? So you make it's kind of like one of those gathering rolls. Let's use that gathering roll idea that was in Dungeon Coach's stuff. So you make a nature check, right?
Yes.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I think I added that table in here.
22.
So here we go. Gathering reagents is a random table. So if you roll a 22, you gather 2d4 reagents. So roll 2d4. So it's a number between 1 and 50, similar to like most skill checks. 2. So you find 2 of those common reagents. I let you pick which ones they want. Because there's a lot of reagents, but it's 2 of those plant-based reagents. But you get to pick, and you can look at the crafting stuff to determine which ones you want to pick.
All right.
The vampire says, "You need that?"
Always.
Huh. Well, Ellarian wants this king dead. Whatever it takes, I guess.
Is there a finesse weapon that I see, like, for example, a Lathiel in this pile of stuff?
Vampire says, "You don't even have a fucking weapon?"
I have magic. I was just curious if you had a pointy thing to stab someone with, just in case.
Too busy fucking Ellarian. He pulls out a dagger and like hands it to you.
Thank you. And I put the dagger to the side.
I don't mind. You have your magic?
And then I will use as a cantrip, because my cantrip of Primal Savagery to extend my nails to this thing. And you watch as she does this. Her magic looks different than it does before. Before there was almost this watery that then became almost this fiery sort of bubbling effect. But now it almost is like this celestial golden glow in which the nails extend. And when it's done, they become this sort of like golden light claw. And her eyes, instead of being almost animalistic, though now sort of a solid color of a like golden light color. It's like, but she still, when she has it. But now I typically use this when I want to stab someone. And then goes back in. It's like, that reminds me. And I will do a little bit of prestidigitation to just see how my magic is slightly different. And there's just a bit of different flavoring happening now. But yes, in case you guys are curious, I'm back to a little bit. I can do some interesting stuff now. Don't worry about it.
Exodin like walks forward though, like as he's walking forward through the room. You guys will search the room, gather what you need. Exodin, you hear a click. What do you do?
Where do I hear the click from?
Right below you.
I step backwards as quickly as I can.
Make a dex save.
Hey.
You step backwards, but like nothing happens, and the vampire chuckles a little bit.
What is that?
Well, we had to disable the trap before we left, didn't we? It was nice to keep you on your toes.
Thanks for the heads up.
I know,
Are we ready to go?
I can't remember if I grabbed a thieves kit. Is there one in here? I'll snatch that.
You trying to find a thieves kit?
Yeah.
Roll a d20 investigation roll to find one. It's probably like DC 10 though. It's probably like they probably have it right in here. It's not a big ask.
I can't possibly fill this unless I get in that one.
You find a thieves kit.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Are you proficient in thieves tools?
Yes.
Nice. Cool. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go forward unless anybody else wants to try to loot something.
Cordar, did you get your reagents or are you still researching them?
The researching just been.
You can just come
It
back
doesn't matter.
to
I
it.
can do it later. Yeah.
It's not a big deal, man. I actually put them in your D&D, so you can actually search for them. Let me see if I can pull them up for you. I think I put them under objects. You're ball busting me a little bit. There you go. There's all the reagents. Cool. Army, I have given you permission of the vampire, so now you move the vampire spawn. Exodin moves up, and Exodin, you, before you get to the doorway there, I'm just going to back you up a smidge. I'm going to cancel that action. You hear something, like, in the next room. You see, like, a cell doorway here. You see, like, in front of you is, like, a collapsed cavern. You see that? And then you hear, like, the sound of someone. Make a perception roll.
Nice.
Unknown, but there's something in the next room. Dirty 0. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep going. I'm still gonna keep staying cautious, but
You kind of have the flickering lights, unless Cordar says otherwise, the lights are moving ahead and so forth to illuminate the path, correct?
Well, I say it's gonna be like right by us to appear as lanterns, just in case somebody like does see us. It doesn't look like magic.
You come to the doorway and you like pull the door a little bit and it like rattles a little bit, accident. It's like locked. And then you see like a head with the lights. You see a wolf, and I'll describe the creature. A crimson-skinned creature stands tall and broad, a heavy slouching brow obscuring yellow eyes, keen and piercing. The plated armor worn but well maintained and reinforced with leather creaks with every movement as the wearer shifts restlessly. The creature rests a clawed hand on the pommel of a broadsword at their hip, and it glowers with a rumble deep in their chest. And he has a wolf with him. And he hears you like banging on the door. Who goes there?
who are you?
He's a hobgoblin.
Our business is not with you. We simply wish to pass.
Why? Does a surface walker want to pass through this place?
How close is he to the door?
He's come up to the doorway. The wolf is behind him.
I will reach. It's a grated door. I'm gonna reach through it and grab him by the collar real quick.
Everybody rolls initiative.
Oh,
Yay!
Right?
Very nice.
Because you have to beat his initiative.
Natural one.
Shit.
all right.
Here we go. I roll a 20.
Oh,
So who beats a 20? Nobody?
only Adeline can.
Adeline beats a 20,
yeah.
but you guys see Adeline...
No. I have to roll my thing because it's sorry. My
I'm going to move Adeline up.
my D&D Beyond was stupid.
Okay. Exodin, you try to grab him. For brevity's sake, he takes a step back. And he says, back away. And he, like, grabs his sword. He's, like, in the wolf growls a little bit.
No, my quarrel is not with you. Just simply let us pass, and nothing will come to harm you.
No.
What's the condition of the door?
Like, I don't know. It's pretty, like, take a glaze over it. Like, Ordo's dancing lights kind of illuminate it. It's, like, kind of rusted out a little bit. It's, like, been beat up. It's been down here for a while. You know, the hinges, you kick it hard enough, Exit, it might fucking fall over because you're a pretty big guy.
All right, I'm gonna try to brute force.
Just
the
fucking,
door.
yeah, just try to like barrel through it. I mean, you're a big ass fucking guy. This is
By the way,
like
Adeline did get a
Hey.
21 on initiative. Sorry. My D&D Beyond said like, we log in and stuff. It's really annoying.
well, we'll come back to you guys, and we're kind of just doing something with Exodin. Exodin makes a strength check as he tries to break down the fucking door. An 11, it's not hard enough. He's like, stop!
I do athletics, so it'd
Yeah,
be
you have
14.
You have to roll, 14. The DC's probably like still 15, right?
Alright.
The hobgoblin's like, we'll do this to fucking hardware then. Come on, boys! He like yells out. We'll just keep the initiative order, and I'm gonna I'll put out the initiative count here, so I have to add everybody. Give me a second.
Oh man, I gotta write his name. What's the vampire's name?
Ellarian.
Vampire.
Or I got him on. I got Eridith is his name.
I need a pencil. I can write it down.
Yeah. Don't mind me while I'm eating dinner.
Yeah, our game is around 5, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. Now I'm going to do the real initiative order since we've engaged in combat. I'm going to do it like this. I got to do the wolf too. Here we go. Adeline is up first. The hobgoblin is called out for his companions. You don't see anybody, though, nearby, Cordar, with the dancing lights. Because they only have like a 30-foot, or like a torch, I think, like 20, 30 feet of bright light. Dim light, as you've kind of flickered them around. What are you guys doing?
I look through it and I can still see my 120 feet into darkness.
You got that evocation still?
Yes, I have that evocation.
Cool.
And I look into it and I can see. Is there anyone else in there except for these first two that I can see?
There's like a doorway up ahead, and you do see movement, like deep down the hallway. But you'd have to make a perception roll as your action to actually get more information.
No, there's just these two here. I'm like, hello, boys.
A wolf and a hobgoblin.
I'm just going to say, probably should have just let us in. Otherwise, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this. And I will,
He draws his longbow. He's like,
I will Eldritch Blast them.
Eldritch Blast! Okay, cool.
The first ball is a 15 to hit.
He's got pretty high AC. Let me pull him up. He has an AC of 18.
Okay.
And you're
Second
shooting through a doorway, so he has partial cover, +2. You do hit
the
with that
second
one,
one
though.
is a 20.
Yeah, you
Okay,
hit.
the second one is 20. This time, before the blast of the ball was, the Eldritch Blast used to look like this sort of spiel that was filled with this sort of interesting water sort of substance. This time, it forms into glowing ball of light. And it shoots through the door, smashes the guy in the face. He takes 7 points of force damage, and let me read through if he takes anything extra. I'm not entirely sure because I have to read all my things.
Oh boy. That's a laser
Okay,
gun.
so this is it's not
Sorry.
radiant and it's not fire. Okay, so he takes the 7 points of of force damage.
Yep.
And then I will take a few steps to the side.
Okay.
So that way I'm out of the line.
Not the first human I've killed. He draws his longbow and shoots at Exodin. There we go. I roll an 8, so it doesn't like go through, and he backs away to get better cover himself. It's like 2 can play this fucking game. There's still some like torch lights in here, if you look at the model. So it's not like totally pitch black in here. And the wolf, he's like, come here, Wolfie. And Wolfie kind of comes closer to him. Boys, we got company, get ready. And there's some movement up ahead. Who is it this time? And they're kind of moving up, trying to like gauge the situation. Accident is up.
I can't see him anymore.
He's behind the wall, like he's reloading his bow and arrow.
All
But no,
I
you
guess
can't
I'll
see
try
him.
to just kick the door again.
Okay. Accident takes his giant
There we
dragonborn
go.
foot that's graved out, and he kicks the door open. It busts off its hinge, and you hear the iron door clang within the hallways.
This could have been so much easier.
Yeah, you just move right up to him. You see where I put him? Yeah, you got it right next to him. You go into like a room here. This is like some worn ass. You know, you get the feeling like this place has just not been used for a long time. There's like debris and just junk everywhere, right? Buckets, places to hang stuff. It's somewhere where like a goblin would live. Unfortunately, that's the end of your turn, right? Azul is up.
No, so
Sorry,
can I
bonus
see anything
action?
else near me? Yeah.
No. You because you have your torch out with one hand. Or no, the dancing lights are out, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cordor, you've pushed me to my
Can I-
limits with the dancing lights. Let me give you some dancing lights. So what I'm going to do is do fire here. See if we can give Cordor some dancing lights. How many do you have? 3?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do...
There's a rule. It has to be 20 feet of each other.
You have to be
And I move
23.
it, and I can move it only on my bonus action.
So this is what a dancing light looks like, right? And what I'll do is I'll give you permission of it. There you go, right? So, but then I'm going to copy it 3 times, right? You get to move them wherever you want. I'll have them kind of like here for now, but on your turn, I think you can use it as a bonus action to move them, right?
Yes.
Cool. So that's kind of where I have it, Exodus.
All right. I will cast
There's movement in like the next room over here.
Shield of Faith on myself.
How do you cast it?
What?
How do you cast it?
So I guess I will just put my hand up in the air in like a fist and bring it down, and I would then have like a translucent, like kind of like soft glow, like golden color shield kind of cover me around.
Awesome.
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a shield sound effect. I don't have one. Azul's up.
Alright. I walk up 5, 10, 15, 20. I spot the guy, but I aim for his pet wolf. Alright. You see here, I'm gonna use sharpshooter to really kill this wolf.
Okay.
-5 from that is 20. 17.
You hit.
Alright.
Is there a way to add?
23 damage.
Your arrow punches into the forearm of the wolf, and it pierces right into the wolf's heart. The wolf dies.
Oh wow. Okay. Then I aim for the master. Sharpshooter.
That's a hit.
22.
It's already been damaged by Adeline's Eldritch Blast. This poor hobgoblin.
That is 19 points of damage.
The second arrow kills the hobgoblin.
Oh wow. I'm just murdering these guys. And then as I hear the more people coming, I say, "Exit, get ready!" And like, I try to find some cover. Let me see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. That's 30.
Cool.
I get behind this post.
Nice. A little bit of cover. Eredith is up. He's under the control of Army.
How much movement does he have?
We'll give him 30 movement.
30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll also use his action to dash to be right by Arna to the right of him.
Okay, Evie is up.
Okay. I'm just gonna, I guess, move up to like here and can I like hold my action?
What do you want to do to hold your action?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do, though, specifically?
I want to cast Dissonant Whispers on the next bad guy that comes out.
Adeline is up.
Alright. I will turn the corner. And then... So, lock heal. And then do the rest of my movement until I'm healed. And then... I will hold a sacred flame for whoever I see next. And can I see anyone right now from where I'm at with 120 feet of dark vision?
Yeah, like you could probably get a shot off on one of the guys around the corner.
All right, then I will go. I want to try this. And I look at the guy. I'm like, and I will.
Two beady eyes peer out from around the corner.
And I will look at you like, how about you born in the light of metal? And I will cast Sacred Flame, and they need to make a dex save.
22. Natural 20.
Okay, yeah, that
Damn.
passes, and that's it.
Oh, God.
Your magic is weak.
It's more along the lines I haven't practiced it yet. Just you wait.
Wait, where am I?
You are...
Not in the order.
Yeah.
I didn't put you in the order? I skipped you,
No.
buddy?
Oh, I didn't skip. You're just not there.
Here, I'll put you there, Cordar. There you are. Let's go back to Cordar. What did you want to do, bud?
Alrighty.
I tried to click all the models. I just missed you, buddy.
It's all good. I'll just go over here to the side. I'll push up my dancing lights. Two of them at the front.
Yeah, go ahead
of
and
the
move
door.
them.
Probably about two right here. I can't move the other two. You only gave me killed one.
Oh, that's too bad. There's one of them. Get the other one for you.
there. Yep.
There you go, buddy.
Awesome. And one right there to pretty much get a good coverage around the room. And if I see anybody coming out from either of those doorways, I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip.
See, that's pretty cool. Like the way the model does it too. I just added a torch effects to them to really brighten them up. So that's really kind of what they look like too in the dungeon. Cool. Like that?
Yep, perfect.
Is your turn over?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold action of Thorn Whip if anybody comes through the doorway.
Okay. That someone does. Get them, boys! As they just, the hobgoblins and creatures from beneath the earth stumble forth. This hobgoblin
Correct.
captain steps forward first, so who shoots at the hobgoblin captain? First, let's start with Adeline. I think Adeline had an action prepared.
Mm-hmm.
No?
No,
I-
she hit.
It was
Evie does.
Yeah. Dissonant Whispers, so the
Wisdom save?
wisdom save
19.
that passes, so it is half.
Get out of my head! Oh, for half damage? Nice.
And it doesn't have to move away.
Pretty good damage there.
Yeah.
Nice. It doesn't, yeah. So it's not forced to use its movement or its reaction, I think, to move away. It's a pretty awesome
Yeah.
spell.
It is.
Let's see what we got here for this guy.
Thorn Whip.
Yes, go ahead, bud.
15.
He has an AC of 17. So it
Okay.
misses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to check out his movement here real quick. Just to kind of keep it fair and legit. He charges forth. He moves up to here. And, oh, actually, yeah, he moves up there and throws his javelin at, Adeline.
Oh,
I roll a 12.
oh, cool. That misses.
The goblin boss is up. Nice try. The goblin boss moves up. Let's see what he has. He has another javelin as well as they kind of like are charging forth to throw their javelins at you. He throws one at Exodin. I roll a 16.
No.
And the last guy moves up, but the bugbear. I don't think this guy. I wonder if he has an attack. He just charges in. I'm going to move him up to here. He'll just charge forward.
Oh, right.
Exodin is up.
Okay. I am going to drop my shield and cast.
Your shield is dropped and clangs across the floor.
Compel duel on the bugbear that just came in. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who's right next to you? I rolled a
Yeah.
4, so I fail.
Alright. And then I will attack it.
What happens with the spell? Is this a cantrip?
No, it's a bonus
action.
action, and it.
What's it called?
Compel duel.
Okay, so it's like forced to fight you. It can't fight anybody else, or if it does, it's at disadvantage or something.
Yeah,
pretty cool. It's kind of a tank
to
spell.
Attack it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
That's dope.
I'm going to move you just a smidge closer then. There you go.
And nobody else, and if anybody else damages it, it also breaks it. Besides me.
Okay, it's kind of like you challenge this bugbear. How do you challenge this bugbear to a duel as he fails a saving throw? He's like, you want to fight? You got it.
Your fight is with me and me alone.
Cool. Roll to attack.
And
It's hard to tab back, isn't it?
25,
Now you feel my pain. Tabbing back and like moving everywhere, moving back and forth. It's difficult. You hit him, buddy. He has an AC of 16. A little bit higher AC on these guys. I'm kind of surprised. They are pretty well armored. 13 damage though. Hitting pretty hard.
I also have. Do I re-roll a 2 or is it just for a 1?
It's just for a 1
Yeah.
and for the Great Weapon Master.
Great weapon fighting is 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, roll that other one then, I guess.
Alright, still 2.
It's pretty awesome still though. Anything else, Exodus?
No, that's it.
Azul is up.
I go face to face with the hobgoblin. I pull my bow and start shooting at him.
Is that
the
disadvantage?
hobgoblin. Gotcha.
It's a 15 hit.
It does not.
Damn. Alright. This is a 16 hit.
Are you using Great Weapon Master?
No.
Okay, then that hits. No, 16 does not hit, unfortunately. It's an AC of 17. Sorry, bud.
Oh, man. So lame. As a bonus action, as he laughs, a portal opens up behind him, and a drake comes out.
You want to bring out the Drake? Cool.
Yeah.
Let me bring him out. Esh Windsor comes out. He's summoned out. In a blaze of fire and rings, he's summoned. Eridith is up. How do you want him to attack?
Quickly, what does he have?
He's got his, I'm just going to use his weapons that he has on him.
I guess he's gonna go and flank the guy right behind X and
Cool.
stab him back.
You want to flank the Hobgoblin Captain, which is this guy?
Yeah.
Cool. You get a +2 to hit. I'll roll it up. Let me see how many attacks he gets. He gets 2 attacks, so I'll attack twice. He misses twice. This turn is over. Evie is up. You got a 15 as the highest roll there. Evie is up.
Useless.
Hey man, I try to be quick with my turns, guys.
I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers again, but on the bugbear.
How do you say it to him?
He hears like just horrible screaming, like the worst screams he's ever heard.
It breaks Exodus Compelled Duel, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll
okay.
damage. He fails with a 5. You might just kill him, though, if you roll really well again.
14.
How do you kill him?
Just the madness of the sounds just like melt his brain and he collapses. Blood comes out of his eyes and his nose.
Took a page out of Ian Partnership's book. Cordar's up.
Alright, I'm gonna just shuffle through a bit. Oh, that's a dead body. And shuffle right through this guy. and cast Frostbite on him.
You have to make a save, or is
Constitution
it?
saving throw 15.
Okay. Con save. 21.
Darn it. Is it?
Adeline is up. Monsters on deck.
All right, then, let's try this again. By the light of Mito, born. Hobgoblin needs to make a dex save.
17.
Saves. Okay. That's not quite working exactly how I wanted to. I'm going with the next one next time. That's my tone.
Okay. Hobgoblin attacks Cordar. He does see the big Drake come up from behind. He's like, "You got this." He looks at the other goblin. He's like, "Yeah, I got it." The goblin boss moves up and flanks him. Where's the other guy at? You guys killed him already? Yeah, you guys killed him already. Killing off all my monsters. I'll attack with the Hobgoblin. He gets 2 attacks. First attack on to Cordar. Natural 20. I roll again to see if I get a super 20. I do not. I roll really low on damage. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, you just take 4 damage. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 plus 12.
Oh, awesome.
Because it was a critical. That is 16, and make a DC 15 con check. For take a stack of exhaustion as you take a critical hit. As the Hobgoblin captain almost slices your head off, the vampire spawn chuckles.
11.
So you take a stack of exhaustion.
Nice.
So now you have disadvantage on all skill checks, including initiative when combat happens. As your head is almost, take a huge gash in the side of your neck for 16 damage, right? Now you have to make a concentration check to hold the dancing lights. The DC is 10.
Yeah. What's concentration again?
It's like another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 16.
So you pass. Do you have Warcaster at all?
Actually, I believe I do.
If you do, you roll those concentration checks with advantage. The Goblin boss is up. He attacks Esh Windsor. He has
Yes, I do.
1 attack. He just attacks with a scimitar.
The AC of the dragon, Drake 17.
He is flanking. He only rolls a 14. And the Goblin makes a disengage action for free and moves behind the pillar back here. Exodus is up.
Okay, I'll go. Where's the Hobgoblin boss?
The Hobgoblin is right here. And then the Goblin boss disengaged. He ran back into the room. He just tried to take a quick attack and then jump back. These goblins are like very nimble, right?
Yeah, I'll just attack the Hobgoblin captain then. And 24 will hit. Max damage.
Damn. How do you hit this
He's
guy?
still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's got hit pretty hard. How'd you hit him so hard? Want to describe it?
Just while running up to him, I'll just use the momentum and swing my mace into him, into his chest.
It's like one of those shot put guys who like just hurling around. You like do a 360, you like wail up into him, you crack him real good.
And I'll keep the momentum going, action surge, and him again.
That is a hit. He's an AC of 17.
And reroll the 2. So 12 damage.
The hobgoblin is bloodied.
Alright.
Azul is up.
I shoot at the hobgoblin. Oh wait, excellent. Add a d6 of 5 damage to your attack. See if that kills.
3.
Yeah, it's another 3
The,
damage.
the Drake right behind him breathes a little bit of fire to help you out, Exon. That's not enough. The hobgoblin's still bloodied. Roll to attack, Azul.
Alright.
Azul, every time you attack, you have to declare if you're going to use your super attack, right? If you don't
Gotcha.
say it, then it's not a super attack.
Alright, so there's a regular attack because I didn't get to say it.
Yep.
Alright. So this is 6 damage.
The arrow strikes past the vampire spawn. He says, "Fucking watch it!" As your arrow flies over his shoulder and strikes into him.
Alright. And it's 26 to hit.
Yeah, it's another hit. It's 2 arrows hit.
13 damage.
Nice.
He's still up?
He's still up. He's on death's door. Meredith is up.
And the dragon is going to attack.
Oh yeah, we have to put your dragon in the initial count. Go ahead and roll with the dragon. Dragon is flanking, so it gets +2.
Uh, 17 to hit.
That is a hit. Just exactly. How does the Drake, Esh Windsor, kill the hobgoblin captain?
Oh man, he just like bites into his shoulder and it's like breathes heavy fire. Just like melts the guy. Shoulder down.
Let me see if I can fight a dragon bite. I can't, probably. There we go. This is a vampire bite. But something like that. Eredith is up. Army.
Would you think he would go and chase active foot of the goblin boss?
Eredith says, "Great, now we've pissed off a bunch of goblins. This is working out to be a great stealth mission. His turn is over. Evie is up."
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. I'm gonna move up. So where are we?
I learned my best mess with my. Even though you have like this guy, Cordar, I've learned learned my lesson with Van Richten. No DMPCs. Evie's up.
I will. Is there a bad guy that I can see?
The goblin is hiding behind like full cover. You can't target him.
Okay, then I will hold my action then.
Okay, you're holding Dissonant Whispers, waiting for the goblin to show up.
I'm gonna do a bow shot.
You draw your bow out. Okay, cool. Cordar's up. Or Cordair.
Kodar.
Oh, it's Cordar? I thought it was more French. Cordair.
No. It's not that fancy.
Okay,
Lives in
Cordar.
the swamp.
That's right.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. You got hit pretty hard by this battle as you've not come out unscathed. Do you want to move at all?
Sweet. I also got 10 points. That's awesome.
Nice.
I will move up to right here if I can.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll cast this light.
Yeah, you move it up.
Here, as far as I can pretty much see.
Now, you can't see that. Can you see the goblin from your perspective on Tailspire?
I don't believe.
Because it uses line of sight with the creatures. Yeah, he's right here. I got him back here. You see a little bit of scurrying, but for technical purpose, he's behind full cover, and so he cannot be targeted.
Yeah, I'll just let people know that he's hiding behind that pillar.
You like how we're using the dancing lights? That's pretty cool, huh? Adeline is up.
Adeline will use her full movement to get healed.
Okay.
And with that, she should be able to see
Yeah,
him.
he's just behind cover.
Oh, hello there. And I will.
He licks his blade. He's like, hello.
I will sacred flame him.
About to make a deck save.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I should probably have done like a 2-hit, but
I roll a 10.
yes. Okay. Cool.
He's uninjured. He's fresh.
He bursts up into radiant flames, and he takes 9 points of radiant damage, and then an additional 4 points of radiant damage. As like I start emitting a little bit of light itself, and then that sort of light condenses in it and like shots forward into him. It's like, there we go.
You'll pay for that, wench. He moves forward and attacks you. Tries to shank you with the scimitar. I roll a natural 20.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 natural 20s. So I'm going to roll another 20. See if I get a super 20. I roll a 17, so it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Also, hellish rebuke.
Yeah, so let me do the we'll do the damage first, then you get to do the reaction.
Just see if he can kill you instantly.
So 4 plus 6, so you take 10 slashing damage. Then make a DC 15 con save or take a stack of exhaustion. So you take a stack of exhaustion. As he cut, his saber goes right into him. As you burn him with holy flame, he's like on fire. He's like, God, fuck! And he starts like trying to pat himself out.
How about you burn a little bit more?
Yeah, roll the damage, right?
Yeah. And then I hellish rebuke him for
Holy shit.
20 points of fire damage plus an additional 4 points of fire damage because now the light becomes a flame because it's anytime I do fire or radiant damage, so he takes 24 points of fire damage.
Right.
It's almost exiting. You hear like an angel sing as
Yeah.
as the goblin is burned alive.
It does sound like an angel.
Wow. A little bit of sound effect in the background, but I have to do the death effect, guys. So here we go. We're back to exploration mode as the combat is over.
And then I will on myself. Did I take your wounds?
You took a stack of exhaustion, though.
I know.
Cool.
I will roll my own healing light. That is a character feature now that I have. And I will... you watch as light sort of does things as as a bonus action, use healing light to do... How many d6? I would do 2d6 of health to myself. Cool. I give myself 6 hit points back.
Is this awesome as a genie warlock?
Okay. It has its uses. Genie has a little bit more stuff that I like a little better than Celestial, but I like Warlock's my favorite character class.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Also, from a purely characterization point of view, she doesn't have enough self-esteem to believe in her own magic.
What do you guys do? The room goes quiet. There's like a few dead bodies around Cordar. You've seen worse in the swamp.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the captain by who stabbed me pretty good. Get kicking in the shins. Fuck you.
She's like twitching a little bit.
And then I start calling through his pocket, see if he has anything.
The hobgoblin captain.
Yeah.
Roll an investigation roll.
Investigation. 3.
Unfortunately, you guys are searching around a little bit. Azul is like much better at like searching through bodies and like investigating stuff, as he was like the scout that helped you out in the swamp when you originally found the finger and gave it to Rizu, right? These, unfortunately, Azul, you figure out with just searching the bodies with Cordor for the next minute or so. These goblins are pretty bad off. Like somehow they're here, like under the city for some reason. Kind of weird. Like, why would, like, these soldiers of darkness be here? Maybe a scouting party of some kind? Right?
I didn't think of that, but yeah, that sounds bad.
But they were very well equipped. This guy's wearing half plate. and he's also has a greatsword.
Wow. Half plate is expensive. I stick that in the bag of holding.
We don't have enough room.
Oh.
All the coin.
Oh, speaking of the coin, I was hoping Adeline, you had that written down somewhere. How much we left behind?
We have we have the information.
Okay.
We have all the coin.
I have it too.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot. That's why we can't fit the player. So we can. Can anybody hold it on personally?
I mean, I could tie it to my backpack, I guess.
Okay. Here you go, big guy. Yep.
It's half plate.
Half plate.
There's hat plate and a greatsword. Do you guys want me to tell you some of the rest of the gear that you find here with the guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, in just case, I'll just use my little effect of detect magic as well as a firbolg.
As your like once per short rest ability?
Yeah.
Cool. One kind of cool idea is a rules lawyer thing. In the new Monsters of the Multiverse book, they've changed a lot of those abilities to be, proficiency bonus per long rest, to get rid of the short rest mechanic entirely. And so all of those once per short rest abilities go to proficiency bonus per long rest. I really like that change personally because it simplifies and does away with the short rest mechanic. But anyways, there's no magical items in here. In fact, this is a pretty dingy fucking place. You look around the room as the torch, your dancing lights have written it up. Like, it's just some extension of some like ancient like tunnel or something beneath the city. Rocks and stuff have been shifted and moved into it. There's a few little torchlights for them to see color, right? So they don't see in pure darkness with their dark vision. And they get better vision to scout around or whatever. There's a few other barrels, but they're empty. These guys just had like the bare minimum of stuff. There's a Morning Star hide armor. And I'll tell you what else, one last thing these guys have.
And this armor that the captain was wearing, was it like pristine or was it very beaten up?
It's kind of beaten up, not in great condition.
But as I would think, a lot better than any hobgoblin would have.
Not really. Not from what you've seen with your experiences in the Great War. These guys, you've seen better fighters. You've seen, in the swamp of Valras Morass, there's a huge orc fortress there. You go to our world Anvil, you can see it there. Cool. What do you guys do?
I think it's time to move on.
I will look around ahead, make sure there's nothing to worry about.
I'm gonna move Exodus back just a smidge. You see, like the hobgoblins. There's some. You see some like human bones or whatever. They look like there's no flesh on them at all, like on this table, right? And there's a few candles. Like this must have been what they were eating or something. And it's not uncommon for like orcs and goblins and creatures of the darkness to just feast on anything and to be like all-consuming. They must have found some other hopeless person. You look over to the other side of the room, Exodus. There's like a stairwell, but the stairwell is like collapsed. It led somewhere, but the ruins of beneath Stormbrook have decrepited this area. You hear the dripping of water.
All right. Before we move on ahead, I'll speak up. I think this is as good a place as any to take a quick rest.
Why are we resting? We need to kill the king.
Perhaps you would like me to hit you with my mace, and you can then decide if a rest is no good for you.
Plus, we have plenty of time. We don't need to get done today, just soon.
Meredith rolls his eyes and he like props himself up against the back wall where I've positioned his model.
Well, if we're gonna take a short rest, in that case, I will cure wounds myself and then short rest, so that way I get my spell back.
Cool. The drake is still out. It like walks across with its claws across this poorly masoned stone that's been worn by decades of disrepair and neglect.
So like sits down. Drake kind of like rests his gigantic head on his lap. He's also like petting it. He's just relaxing, looking at his group relax.
The drake growls in satisfaction, similar to like a way a pet or a dog would.
He eyes Adeline every couple like seconds. It's like magic's changed. How did this happen? He has a lot of questions, but doesn't know how to bring it up.
Yeah, as she sit down, you watch as now when she does some magic before, which thinks now she's emitting like a glowing light that you saw Cordell do slightly earlier to her side where she was stabbed earlier too, and he watches all the skins knits back together.
Before, when you were had the Jinn as your pack trade patron, you had like a beautiful thing. I forget what it was. An incest thing kind of looked like. Do you have anything else like that now? Does anything spring forth? Where's your magic come from? What is your pack item now?
Let me double check on the celestial to see if there's any special thing that it reads up. So what you see now is she is now openly wearing an amulet that she used to keep in her bag, and it's the symbol of Mito on a chain. But it's okay, you know those really ostentatious, very southern giant like jeweled crosses?
Yeah.
Imagine that, because Adeline used to be kind of rich and fancy and big supporter of Mito in her youth, so she of course bought one of those big giant things when she was younger, but then she couldn't take full stuff to get rid of it, so it's been in the bottom of her bag for all this time, and now she's kind of openly wearing it on a longer chain on top of her robes and stuff. It's like, I don't really have an item like you were describing before. But now, and she kind of holds up the chain that has things. It's not surely where my magic is connected to. But I did make a deal for the betterment of society and life. An agreement with my powers now. I will end slavery in this area. I will keep forgiveness alive and understanding and help those in need. And in turn, I have been given.
Could you speak up a little bit?
Okay, sorry, I forgot my microphone was super far away from me. Fun game stuff. But now I've been given power now that in return for helping and slavery and helping those in need and giving retribution, but really more forgiveness more than anything else to those who need it, I have been granted power in equivalent exchange to satisfy my end of my wants and desires. I would do all the good that is needed so that way I can be happy. But no.
Zul smiles like he sees that Adeline's like he knows of like the bad shit she's, you know, this small time ago he's seen like how bad she can be, and like after she's like turning a new leaf, he's just happy for him. And he's like, that's fantastic. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
What do you think, Accident? As Adeline apparently has turned a cheek and is now serving your patron as well, almost. Or your god.
Well, since I'm not allowed to insight check her. I would be kind of surprised she went back with Madel, but it's not unexpected. I'm still getting used to the idea of forgiving people for when otherwise I would have definitely just killed them. And yeah, I'm not I'm definitely like skeptical of Adeline's intentions with being with Madel, but I'm not going to be too hard on it.
You guys complete a short rest.
Sounds good.
I just want to throw out that the dragon doesn't disappear. It stays as long as he wants it until it dies or he dismisses it.
What I'd actually like to do with the Dragon Azul to be like more homebrewy. Again, I don't mind that you summon it. I read when they originally made this subclass, they wanted to summon it because like having this Drake walk through town would be like kind of weird and unrealistic, I guess, in their eyes. I like the idea of the Drake being like a real freaking thing. Like it's not like a magical creature. Like you can go and train Drakes, and these are like real things. You know, they're not magical. They stick around with you. You know. They're just not like a summoned creature. But we can have it as a summoned creature if you want. It's just more realistic if you have it the other way.
You have Charizard who stays out on the Charizard Mountain, but then occasionally you could just summon it as like a mini Pokeball, throw it out. And then sometimes it goes back.
Little Pokemon ball.
Yeah.
Eridith, Ass Accident, done yet?
Is everyone else ready to go?
I'm ready.
I've been to a store.
Is anybody else injured? Looking so?
Just very slightly. Very.
All right.
I don't. Yeah.
Like a small wound on his neck from the stab.
Yeah.
It's healed over through magic,
through.
Cordar, but some of the blood is like left on your armor a little bit. Too bad Arno or someone else here is not here to prestidigitate it away.
I can do that.
You can prestidigitate it away? Kind of clean up some of the blood off of Cordar's armor?
Yes.
I don't know. It's hard to see. Everything else is pretty much dirty. That kind of just blends in already.
Exodin moves up. By the way, Cordar, I've given you permission for Eridith's model, so you move him, right?
Yes.
The dancing lights move up ahead. As you know, you have to just move up, really. Accident if you want to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a brazier and Exodin, before you keep moving up, yeah, just move your model to there. Let's have everybody move up to where Exodin's at right here. There's like braziers, so maybe these hobgoblins and these goblins that were here, they were down here, right? They were putting stuff down and doing it. I'm just having everybody move up to Exodin, so I'm going to move you guys back for a second.
Okay.
Exodin, though, you hear like squeaking, right? And rats are nothing new to you. You know, hunting rats of the people kind as a bounty hunter. But it's an annoyance that can be found in virtually any settlement, as well as the wilderness, scavenging for any food they may smell. Yet the rat you see is followed by another rat, and then another. And then suddenly it's as if a dam has burst, and scores of rats flood the area, spilling out over one another, and they're squeaking a deafening din that threatens your very sanity. Spittle drooling down from their mouths as their only thoughts to find food, devour, and move on. And you know that the number is such as these, they are emboldened to attack larger targets than themselves. We roll initiative as I put the rats out, that they scurry out. They're revealed through Cordar's.
Rats.
I put them out there actually right here as they scurry out from the walls and the rubble. And I put them out here. There's 3 of them. Cool. Let me roll them up. I roll a 16.
These 3 swarms or 3 rats?
Unknown. I just put 3 of these guys out. They're giant disease rats.
Ew.
Looks like Evie rolled a natural 20. She goes up first. Adeline, what'd you get?
5 because of exhaustion.
Yep, you rolled with disadvantage if you took a stack of exhaustion. Exodus?
I got 17.
I got 10.
Azul?
7.
10. Azul got a 7. And then Eridith. I'm going to always have Eridith go last. Eridith just goes dead last every time. Evie's up first. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Let me add the dragon to the count as well.
You get the... Oh, you did get him. Yeah, make sure.
Evie's
Dragon
up.
goes right after Zool.
I think
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna pull my bow out and try to shoot at one of these nasty little rats.
Okay, it's pretty challenging, so they get +2 AC. They have an AC of 14. The vicious longbow. Cool. 20.
30-20.
Yeah, I'm going to actually have to move your character up a little bit to actually shoot at him, because they're up the stairway a little bit. Yeah, you hit him. Roll damage. Cordar, this is some nasty shit, right? With these rats, they're drooling, full of diseases, and God knows where they've been. 11. The rat is badly injured. Evie is at the end of your turn.
Who's up next?
Accident.
Me.
I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration. And I'm gonna say, "You got this, bro."
What's your bardic inspiration die at? D8?
D8.
So, do you understand how bardic inspiration works, guys?
Yeah.
So
I think so.
you keep, whenever Evie essentially blesses you with bardic inspiration, for 10 minutes, you can use this for any attack, ability check, or saving throw. And you get to add it as a modifier to the roll. Accident is up.
So I would like to go here.
Okay, you
And
kind of
do
try to step out of the way a little bit.
Am I able to do a lightning breath that hits all 3 if I go there?
Yes.
All right.
I also have magical inspiration, and basically, I think you can restore hit points or deal damage with it as well.
Cool. Yeah, some like extra
shit.
stuff. Yeah. It's a little bit more expansive.
Rats like really big, or are they just like a horde of like very small rats grouped together?
Put out the models.
Fair enough.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and add that bardic inspiration to the damage as well.
Roll a natural 20 with the rats.
God
Damn.
damn, you are just rolling 20s, there, bud.
I'll just take half damage on this. So that was 19. I'm sorry, 18 damage. So
Yeah.
divided by 2 is 9. The electricity flares. It's electricity, right?
Yeah.
I know I got the electricity sound effects. We were playing them last night. You open your mouth wide, and you strike electricity as it thunders throughout this ancient cavern. It obliterates as you hear the squeaking of the rats are fried. They're up, though. 2 of them, they run up to Exodus.
Probably not a good move from a stealth point of view, but that's fine.
They move up, and they get pack tactics, so they attack with advantage. So their attack here rolled very low, so that's not a hit. It rolled very, very low. So Cordar's up.
Alrighty, I'm gonna shuffle a bit to the side right here. I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip on the closest one to me above the staircase.
Okay.
10.
As you whip across the room. 10. They have a pretty low AC. Let me see what it is.
So I say they're rats.
12. AC of
Gosh darn
12.
it.
Stop rolling 3s, bro.
Rolling 20s now.
Is it at the end of your turn, Cordar?
Yeah.
Adeline is up. The rats begin to circle around Exodus and begin to gnaw at his feet. It's only a matter of time.
Yummy.
She will Eldritch Blast.
You gotta move your model up a little bit to here, maybe.
Eldritch Blast has a 120 foot.
Yeah, but if you look at the models, like if I look down, you got to get
it's
in line of sight of them.
Stairs. Yeah.
You can step
Okay.
back, I think, and get line of sight.
Yeah, like I'm putting you like right there.
I want to be out of range of.
Yeah, they're not attacking you. I'll put you right there.
Eldritch
Well, I would say
Blast.
if you went further back, you would be able to see them.
They're pretty
Yeah.
singed still from Exodus burn, so they're pretty badly damaged.
If I was back here and then let me try to get into the line of sight with my model.
I'm giving +4 to AC if you're standing there.
Okay, fine.
Or what is it, +5 AC if they're heavily protected? No, it's fine. You can do it. They just get a 17.
No. 16 to hit the full.
I'll see you would have missed if you were standing on the stairs, but now you hit. Roll damage. How do you destroy the rat with your Eldritch Blast?
I'm just like, oh, fuck you. And this ball of light just goes, hits it, forces it, false damage. So,
Ugh. I imagine this is a lot worse. It's like you're right 5 feet in front of it, and you just splattered this damn thing. Ugh.
and
You get
then
another
there's
roll, too.
There's another one, right?
Yeah, you get to attack this other guy too. That's your first projectile.
And 24 to hit.
Yeah, roll damage. How do you kill this one too? Only have 3
well,
HP
6
left.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I hit it, and I was just like, oh, fuck's sakes. Ball light hits the first one, ball light hits the second one. Literally, the impact, it's the shadow of light. It's almost as if the light spills on top of them, and like you watch as like their disease gets killed, but then they also die at the same time.
Cordar, your dancing lights up ahead. You see, like, even back in the other rooms, as you guys were kind of just resting in there, this is like a tomb of some kind, right?
Alright. Okay, also, I want to run up to X and see how he's doing. If he's possibly, like, getting ill or maybe an infection from the wound.
Make a medicine check.
Because these are the rats that are helping out.
I never
in this
got hit.
here. I mean, still, though. These things were touching you. 10.
Like, you look at Exodus, he's like, hey, man, I didn't get hit. You know, they didn't get me. They weren't able to get through my armor. But you look at the corpses of the rats as best you can. There's definitely some diseases to it. But strangely enough, even with... you're very experienced, like in the swamp, like investigating stuff. Even with the roll of a 10, you know that the disease is not being caused from the rats.
They're just being.
These aren't so they're just more. Even though they do come from rats, it's not the ones from down here. Alrighty.
You do find... I'll even give you the information. There is a disease that the rats have. It's called giant rat disease. But it's not the same thing.
Giant rat.
Very creative name.
I'll cut off some slivers of the rat and drop it into a vial and seal it.
Got it. Nice. Add it to your sheet. There's a tomb, though, to the left, and straight ahead of you, Exodus, is like another collapsed tunnel.
Continue on then.
Where the hell's our vampire guide at?
He's with Cordar, wherever Cordar moves him. He doesn't. He does not allow to be moved up to the front.
I have 5 things to move, okay?
I know. Well, welcome to my world. As Cordar kind of steps forward, Exodus, you're kind of getting passed up, I guess, as Cordar moves ahead. We go back into the initiative count.
Oh,
I didn't. Oh, I thought he was up there.
You moved the model. The model is moved.
Gosh darn, this is okay.
Well,
Did I jinx you?
I am just. I have to move so many things. I thought he was way up further.
I know.
no, we had 2 choices of path here.
I'm going to keep the same initiative order, though,
right.
even with the ratties. And I'm going to start with Evie. 2 more rats come out.
Can I see any of these rats?
The
way up
models
ahead.
they're way up ahead as people have started to move ahead.
Then I will just pull out my bow and hold my action.
Okay. Accident is up.
Alright, I will rush ahead and hit that rat with a mace.
Swing down with all the might of the mace. They have an AC of 12, so you hit him. Splat.
Okay. 13 damage.
You bring your maul down with all the force, tired of fucking rats just being everywhere, and it's splats out. Its entrails splattered across the cairn.
And I move up to the next one, and then my turn.
Cordar, you look to your right, there's like some crypts or something. You see this?
Yeah.
The diseased rats are up, so they attack Exodus again. But they don't get pack tactics, so they just make a straight roll. Doesn't hit. Cordar's up.
I'll move up right beside him and cast Thorn Whip again.
Gonna roll another 3.
19. Alright, that is 7.
Does it? It also pulls the target towards you, correct? If you want it to.
10 feet.
Do you want it to pull
yeah.
closer to you?
Yeah. I'll put it right beside
You
him.
slash it. The thorn whip like wraps around it, like attaches with all these spikes, and magic as it like appears, and this like reappears out. You pull it over the rubble, it like squirms and like it's like some ferocious like feral rat. Is that the end of your turn?
And I'll move right behind Dexton.
Okay, you're still in the attack threat range, so you don't provoke the attack of opportunity. Adeline is up.
I just turn the corner up. It's like, again! Eldritch Blast. 18 to hit.
How do you kill the rat?
Once again, just another blast of Eldritch Blast goes out. Before we walk ahead more for another one of these, which way are we going? Are we going this way or are we going down that hallway?
There's a hallway here.
Yes, we see that.
Where should we go?
I'm actually going to take a look at these coffins and ask for the soul's help.
Yeah.
Can I quickly look down the hallway with my 120 feet of dark vision?
Yeah.
What do I see down
So I'm
there?
going to use my like flashlight.
Yeah.
This is like
Oh, I
what,
didn't see
it's
that
just like a long narrow hallway. You see like a brazier or some torch lit at the very end. It appears to be like a room, but you'd have to go into the room to see more.
Is there
I
any?
will wait for people to come with me.
Is there like any inscriptions or engravings around these caskets?
Yes.
What do they say? Unless they're in different language, but I know quite a bit.
They're written in common, Cordar.
Alrighty. What do they say? What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Here lies Simone Shadowblood.
And the one right by it?
Sigard Mudteeth.
I'm gonna crack open the one right by me.
We opening up crypts?
Yeah, we're opening up crypts.
Yeah. Just slightly cracking. I'm not trying to like full blown open it. I want to see if there's like, I don't know if there's anything inside of it.
The dusty crypts. Maybe not open for a very long time. Yes,
disturbing
they-
your dead.
they've been. You notice them though, like it's kind of strange, Cordar. Like, they're the bodies that have been in here. These crypts have been exhumed already, and someone has, with the help of Azul too, someone has tried to prepare these crypts for something. These are empty though. It's strange, but they're clean, and the bodies aren't in here. So something is wrong.
I informed the party of it. But these are like human coffins, not for any other specific races.
Accident rolls a history roll. He's the only one who would know. Natural
It's a shame.
20.
There's-
Exodin, you've heard of the catacombs or the cairns beneath Stormbrook. This might be where like the royalty of Stormbrook has been buried. or
Royalty, huh?
old nobles, right? Buried beneath the castle, beneath Whitehaven.
I have another interesting question. With those names, have I heard of any of them during the party, or might have seen them? Possibly.
What do you mean? What are you trying to ask exactly?
If he used some necromancy to bring them back.
Who used necromancy?
Ian Parnish. Possibly.
Make an Arcana roll. You look for traces of necromancy. The dirty 20. You've seen like Arno work in the past, and it's true, like there's no bodies here, so maybe something was risen up or removed. Maybe. I mean, but you don't know for sure.
What is happening? Might be Ian Parnish at play. Not surprising though.
In either case, we are close. Let us not be so eager to move ahead.
Adeline, should we investigate this room, the hallway?
We probably could. Do you guys mind having a brief swing into this?
Very well.
Take a few steps. I follow behind Exodus. Just at the end of the thing, kind of looking.
With the dancing light in the room, I would like to look around the corner. Do I see anything to the left?
I mean, you can see like there's like boulders and rubble, like whatever was here, it's just not been maintained. Maybe due to the last war, the Great War. But you've stepped into a large crypt of some kind. Like there's crypts and things. If you want to move the dancing lights, there's it appears to be where like the royalty was buried.
Any names on them?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna open them. At least one of them.
You open up one of them. As Hordar begins to reach down and like crack. Do you have a crowbar?
No.
Let's move your models into position. Of where they're at. I'm assuming that's where everybody's at. The first time, Cordar, you sure you didn't see anything? Maybe another rat or something? A passing rat or something? But then a knight stands near you, like he's come up into the room, right? He's donned in all of his armor. He's clean shaven. He's young with the full beard. He's a picturesque man, firm, strong, and has a commanding presence. I will put out as a model. He comes out of the rubble here as Azul is probably the closest one to him. Where he kind of comes out of the shadows or something, right? He must have been hidden. I'm going to show you guys a picture of him too. This is what he looks like.
Oh, wow.
A real man's man. He's very well armored.
Hey.
It's kind of strange, too. His armor is not really that dirty. He says, "Who are you?"
Oh. Zul points an arrow at him and says, "Who are you?"
Do not know how to address the king.
King of what?
Stormbrook. Answer me, who are you?
I am Zulbuskar. And he says his last name out loud to alert everyone I'm talking to someone.
Is everything alright in there?
I will come up a bit. so I can see.
Sure. You look across the tomb. You see like a couple tombs with like debris, fallen like scaffolding perhaps that has just worn out throughout the time. And it says, "What are you doing here?"
Can I roll a... God, I want to say like a supernatural, but that doesn't exist. For if it's like a ghost like thing. I've definitely spent a lot of times with the necromancer.
Tried to shake his hand.
I'm trying
Answer
to
your
figure out
king
if-
now.
My.
He looks over at
Say
Azul.
you're- Oh, Adeline?
Well, he looks at Azul. Azul's kind of the one talking to him.
I am here to explore the ruins, the catacombs.
I walk over and I put a hand on Azul's shoulder. It's like, Ma, you say you're a king. Which is quite fascinating. You see, as far as we know, the current reigning king is Ian Barnish, married to Lady Istra.
My daughter is married.
I don't know if it's quite your daughter, if we're being honest.
What do you mean? What's wrong?
The last time I saw her, she was... Let's just say the end was nigh, and next thing we know is Ian claims that she's getting married to him. Which is fascinating to me because she did not like Ian. And that being said, Mr. King, how are you here?
I'm here.
So like tries to like put his finger through him, like try to poke
I
him to see if
pick
he's
up a-
alive.
Yeah,
He
no,
like-
I
he's
was gonna
like-
say, I picked up
he's
a
like-
piece
he
of
like-
pebble and I throw it to him.
Actually, like Azul tries to touch him. It's like, do not touch a king.
I
Do you
still
mind-
continue. I try to poke.
We roll
he's stuck
initiative.
that- I
As
was
Azul
gonna
tries
say
to touch a king.
I pick up a pebble and I throw it at him.
You throw it at him. Make an attack roll with the pebble.
Okay, so just
You got to hit the guy.
I know, I'm trying to think of what it would be. It'd be like a +2 for my dex, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
8. I don't have good I'm like I just kind of
Stay your
Crappy
weapons.
luck.
He like grips his blade. He's like, stop.
it's just a
hope-
pebble.
I hold my finger back.
I just wanted to make sure you were here.
I am here. Are you here?
Well, we heard you were dead, so
That is true.
I'm dead.
the last we
Long-
heard, yes. You died of a
since that.
sickness. And then Sir Ian Parnish took the throne. Your son vanished in the night, and then your daughter ran away, tried to get some help, and then we're pretty sure Ian killed her, and then we animated her corpse. But that's just in my humble opinion.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, then why are you down here then? I'd say kind of like scoot over.
Yes, why are you a king in a crypt designed for dead kings?
Exodus rolled a
You are
natural
not
20 in
dead.
his history roll. Like, you've seen the king or something before Exodus, right? Maybe in the streets of Stormbrook. Or you've heard about him. He was like an infirmed man who was like bedridden and old. Like, he must have been in his 60s or something, right? When Ian Parnish was his advisor. This man is like younger, and maybe his like late 20s, early 30s.
You can't. Who says you can't get younger once you die?
I'm here. Why are you searching through these combs? Why am I here in the catacombs then?
Maybe you're
Last thing
dead.
you remember.
Yes, what is that? How about that?
I make a roll with them. It's a intelligence roll. I was sick. Very sick, and I was in bed, and I was worried about my daughter. Before a group of brave men and women were looking for her, she ran away. Apparently she went north to meet Strahd.
Now you're here without any recollection.
I remember.
My good soul. You unfortunately passed in your sleep while you were ill. This is just the lasting impression that you have tied to this plane of existence.
He looks down at his hands as you kind of like make a persuasion roll or something, right?
Yeah.
As his hands begin to shake and like reverberate a little bit.
19.
As his like very essence, like his being is being challenged, right? Maybe he is just a ghost and he believes it, or maybe he can't handle it, like realizing he's dead. I oppose your roll with the charisma roll of my own. You have to beat it, right?
Yeah, I
The
made
what?
a 19.
Yeah, I saw it. I rolled a 5. It's like his body begins to stabilize, and his form, his spirit begins to form into like whatever body he has here. And he's like,
Go on. Go.
he like walks over. He's like, what happened then? He looks over at Exodus.
Tell me, how old did you turn the last birthday you remember?
If I'm truly dead, then they must have buried me here. I think I was. He goes. He's like, excuse me. As he like wants to go past you, Exodus, do you let him through?
Sure.
And he walks past up to Evie, and he's like over there. He points to a grave.
I follow behind him.
Cordaro is the grave you were trying to open. With the crowbar. He's like, he looks down at the gravestone. He's like, he does so, he like takes his hand, and his hand like fades in and out a little bit as he pushes away some of the dust. And it says Lord Ixbic Vigil, which was the king of Stormbrook before Ian took over. Right? And he's like, they must have buried me here.
I'll mention the names that I saw from the other side. Does that ring any bell to the king?
That was my nephew and my uncle. They both
Did
died
they-
in the Great War. We had to bury them here.
So they were soldiers back then, or did they do something else during their time?
It was our duty to serve the people of Stormbrook and fight to the last man. I was wounded, but I am new here. My body is... I am a young man again.
If you may, my king, I'm gonna try to like go over and like go for like any that seems like exposed skin and try to like touch it, see if it goes through or not, if he allows me.
You like touch him a little bit, and your hand like It's strange. It's like something is there, but not there. It's kind of like you're pressing into something. It's not like Jell-O, but it's the strangest sensation you've ever felt. As my tail spire's about to crash again.
Can I? I'm gonna. Since it's been a short rest, I'm gonna try to detect magic. If there's like a magical presence keeping him here.
Detect magic?
Yes.
It doesn't really work, but you see something glowing inside of his tomb. So there's a faint outline of something in the tomb. Of where he was buried.
My king, we are trying to save your daughter, to give her the rightful rest that she deserves. And I will kind of shrug over to the tomb.
Is
There
my
may
daughter
be
dead?
something. Her body walks, but her soul has long since passed. It's only righteous that her body gets to sleep as well. Would you allow us to take the item that's within your tomb, for it may help us in this mission? In our mission to destroy the being that killed your daughter's soul.
What do you say, Knight? He looks over at Exodus.
Anything that can help us deal with this Ian Punish would be of most benefit.
He's like, go ahead.
Is there
They can
anything
help.
protecting?
He looks over at Cordar, as Cordar has like the crowbar in his hand.
Is there anything protecting these graves? Since it is royalty, I wouldn't think it'd be so easy, but
Is your mission enough? Or is there something else?
He looks around at like the ruins. He's like, this isn't right. It shouldn't be this way.
I'll open it up.
You take the
I will
crowbar and like kind of like slide the stone slab, like
Yeah.
levering it a little bit.
I'll try to be respectful. I'm not gonna try to like snap it open to my best ability.
It's pretty
Clap
heavy.
your
Like,
hands, start rubbing. Let's see what we got.
on the top of the stone, like, you know, there's the imprint of like a stone marble of a king, right? You look as you're doing this accident, like next to him, the queen must be buried. The queen died in the last war, killed in the invasion. You pull it out, you see his like a body in there that has
And
not been
good.
moved or disturbed. Like, it appears to be like it's decaying, right? The king died apparently just a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, a month and a half ago. So the skin is black, and the king looks at his own body and he's like, take it. He points to like a cloak in there.
I lift it up, kind of like dust it off, and I'll probably the dead skin and the hair on it.
Special digitation.
Brand new.
He says, may I? And he holds out his hands.
Do you know what this does?
You hand it to him.
If you can hold up, yeah.
He grabs it. And it's strange, Cordar, like, if he's not alive, maybe he's like a ghost or something, right? Or some specter. And they maybe have like more connection to their physical items beyond the grave, and they're able to interact with them more.
I'm sorry, you're going to repeat that. I had somebody interrupt you
A
from an outside world.
potential roommate. Like, beings from beyond, they might have a closer connection to things they know more from the real life or their past life. He's able to hold the cloak that he once wore. He looks across as you guys have prestidigitated and like made it cleaner, got off all the dust off of it. You see like the runes of written in Elvish across it. It appears to be some type of gift that the elves gave.
You can read that.
Yeah. And he says to you, he says, long ago, in the age before the darkness came, elves and men once worked together. The elves of the Deepwood Vale gave this to me as a gift. That way we may work together and preserve harmony amongst all men.
What did it
Maybe
do
it will
for you?
serve you better than it serves me. And he hands it back to Cordar. I guess because Cordar's the guy engaging with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Cordar, you look down at it, at the elven thing, and you look up. The king is gone.
Wow.
He's just like, it's like a blink, like you look up and the stillness in his aura and his presence are just no longer there.
I will go over to the grave and I will lean down so I can. May you find forgiveness in limbo from me too. And may you find a new journey in a righteous path in your next life. Repeating a sort of sermon / prayer that I used to do when I was like 12.
Yeah, I guess while that happens, I'll take a look at it and then take off my cape and roll it up and then put it on for him.
It is magical, Cordar, but it would need to be identified, right?
Yeah, so that's why I'm just gonna put it on now to see if there's any properties that can be gained, but I wouldn't know until I'm just
Can I make
putting it
a
on for
history
now.
check?
Make a
To
history
see
check as well.
if I know about it?
Yeah.
Can I do a Arcana check to see what I know?
Well, it's more like, I'll let Azul roll history, so we'll make
Okay.
2 rolls. Azul rolls a history of
17.
17.
Guidance! Oh. Rolled it.
Do you have guidance still, Adeline?
I still have guidance.
Sweet. Azul knows what it is. It's given by the elves of the Deepwood Vale, so they may remain hidden for those who trespass upon the Great Wood. It's a cloak of elven kind.
Book of Elvenkind. Okay.
I share that knowledge. It's Cloak of Elvenkind.
It has,
So
you
may,
read Elvish, don't you, Azul?
Yeah, of course I do.
And so you recognize the sigils on it. It's by your people, right?
Yeah.
What
From
else?
a mechanics point of view, it's wisdom, perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks to hide. The colors shift to camouflage you. And that's if the hood is up. You have to pull the hood up or down as an action.
So it would be best for Azul to have this.
It's anyone who is a sneaky.
That's Azul, right? Or I see a ranger.
I'm Ranger / so like touches cloth as you're like trying to put it on. He's like, God, because it's like something from a museum, It's like this is something that's just been like part of his heritage. It's awesome for him. He's like smiling as he looks at you trying to put it on. It's like, God, amazing.
It's a gift for a king, Azul.
Yeah. Oh man.
What do you guys do? The room goes cold and quiet. The dripping of nearby water is heard. The vampire
Alrighty.
says, "This is not the first dead person I've seen, you know."
It's very funny. And then I open up the queen's crate.
Yeah.
You open the queen's crate.
Yeah, I'm mainly curious if her body's actually there, though.
Roll an investigation roll. If you roll a 15 or higher, something good happens.
Guys, +0. Let's go.
Can I give you a bardic inspiration?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Wow. How much better can you get?
Give me a second, as Cordar. I gotta pull this up.
What could a queen wear after death?
Oh,
Battery
sorry.
exhausted. Gotcha.
Same.
Roll a D100, Cordar, and then we will also add 50 to the roll.
Where is
Oh, shit.
100?
The hundreds are rarely pulled out.
90.
$140.
You find another
140.
gift in there. It was hidden, though, like well hidden, Cordar, so no one else could find it. You also, with the investigation roll, like for whatever reason, this part of the crypts have not been disturbed like the other parts of the other crypts that you saw, right? That you investigated in the other room. You find a magical item. It is
So it was like glowed for me.
It is a warm prehistoric lamp. It appears to be a gift from Husad. It has like the Husad design and inklings, and Adeline is able to notice it, right? It is magical. It would need to be identified.
And anything like engravings on it?
Let me see if we can pull up something for more information on this. Make an Arcana roll. Good DC is 19.
14.
Not high enough.
You still got that D8 you didn't use.
You want to use the Bardic Inspiration from Evie?
Also,
Evie didn't give you one.
guidance.
Evie didn't give you one.
No, yeah, it wasn't me. It was Exodus.
Yeah, so
No,
unfortunately.
And-
she said she just got another one.
Yeah, but you've rolled a d20.
What
so-
did we learn about today's game? When the wizard's not here, you're all fucked.
Yes.
We got to rag on Arno.
I'm a
Can-
nature
can-
wizard.
Can I give you guidance because I was
It wouldn't
fixing my
work.
cam? Okay.
The
I had
DC's 19.
14.
I'll allow
Yeah.
I'll allow Adeline roll an Arcana roll because she's the only other person from like Usad maybe that would know something about this lamp.
Can I give her bardic inspiration?
She rolls
No,
high.
doesn't matter.
She don't even
20.
need it.
20
So,
full.
Evie, how Bardic Inspiration works, it's not a reaction. You have to cast it ahead of the roll.
Like
Okay.
way ahead. Yeah.
Because it's a 10-minute buff, and then you kind of have to inspire them, and then they can decide if they want to use the roll. So it's kind of more powerful than let me use it as a reaction, because they can decide for themselves if they want to use it, right? And that way they don't waste it or whatever too. Cool. The writings on it are like written in an illusionary script, Adeline. Written with the intent of causing great fears, and deep fears. It was an item supposed to be used as a weapon. Maybe when the kingdoms of men